Day 3, Jepara, continuing the search for the perfect Islam Majapahit tomb. So this Islam Majapahit 16th century tomb is announced by a lovely municipal water feature, the Masjid Astana Sultan Hadlirin, and a major fountain. Reticence is the keynote in Jepara hydraulic display. So the split gate, the Chandi Bantar, to the tomb of Ratu Kalinyamat, Ratu Jepara, to the main split gate to the adjacent mosque is done in the same style. Lovely brick coursework, but it doesn't feel particularly ancient. What is lovely is one comes into the first of the main courts of the Ratu Kalinyamat complex, the mosque. It has some lovely panels. It's a particularly nice Sarambi building. Perhaps the colonial architect who created the suspect colonial, the lovely building around the old Javanese three-tiered mosque, added these panels. Some very sensitive Arab architect. Now here we have these lovely panels again. Rather more complete collection, and they have inspired the Makam Sunan Derajat. There's the Gurungan. Did I see that at Makam Derajat or Sunan Dur? So we're seeing a lovely connection here. Not the little wing things on the right. They seem to be left over. I think there was an earlier incarnation of this mosque which had lots of these panels. And maybe someone's done a bit of a sensitive recycling. And they appear also on the chungkuk. Pagi. Interview with the lovely blind man. Bapak asli sini ya?
Asli Jepara sini.
Oh, Jepara sini. Now this is very interesting because we have a Hindu temple. We have the Chandi Bantar with the steps up, and then inside we have the Haruman, and it seems to be a four-poster. And is that actually a shrine in the middle, or is it a one single poster, which you often get in Java? You often have two posters and sakatungals. Amazing. Sort of defying the edict for only leaf motifs. Wow, I've got a view from the back window through the mosque to the tambor. So I'm inside the mosque. It's a lovely panel over the pulpit. I forget the name of that. It's an M word, Muzirin section. And then it goes out into this lovely Sarambi. There always seem to be this style, the Sarambi. It's definitely a forecourt type pavilion from the Hindu era. We've got the Tatakantuga. No decorative element. Gorgeous olive green center panel up there. Ridge beam. Now the main gate, Chandi Bantar gate, very squat. Probably the original proportion. It's a bit of added on. Very sort of Trawalan style. One wonders if the original butter and base and the top the same era. Interesting that some of the tombs outside have, with the graves, have tulsi plants, the Indian basil. That's the holy plant in the courtyards of all Indian homes. Such a pretty garden. Interesting gargoyle drain spouts sitting outside the tomb. The Ratu Jepara was believed to be very sakti. Her husband was killed in an act of treachery. She meditated in the forest naked with only her hair covering her body, and she was believed to have communed divinely with Ratu Kidul, the goddess of the southern oceans, the divine consort of the Mataram sultans, and she achieved a certain Kasaktiyan, and she's celebrated here in this beautiful tomb complex, which is the only example of a arched Paduraksa in the sort of Karambitan style, something I saw just a few weeks ago at the Puri Gede. I'd like to get to the bottom of these panels, these medallions that are on the wall of the tomb. Panels are believed to have survived from the 16th century. A little bit the kudus, this is called the chunkuk, the covering of the tombs. I was sold a plastic bag of sajjan, Hindu era offerings. Sandat, the ilang-ilang flowers, ketipat, sumping, which I put on the tomb, just so I don't bang my head again and blood gets spurts everywhere. Chik Kui Guan was the adopted father of the husband of Ratu Kalinyamat, Ratu Jepara. And he was from China, and he brought a team of carvers with him, and these seem to be the medallions from that era, carved by Chikwi Guan's pupils, and they, from all of this, apparently descended the carving school of Jepara. These lovely Chinese red doors, this lovely Dutch style colonial veranda with the Majja pipe. It's a lovely hybrid complex, and the Bapak Panjag is being very helpful with the stories. Muntingan, where the tomb sits, must have been a very pretty neighbourhood. Still some vestiges of a pretty township. Very pretty little ridge bumps, like a Kudus house, on the four-tiered roof of the main Paduraksa entrance. Ratu Kalinyamat's tomb. The Kodaams are popular in the graveyards, I believe, from Hindu times, because yellow is the colour of Siwa. Here is the place of the special holy water from the well. This lady and her grandchild, she's bringing her grandchild to get blessed from the holy water. Oh, there's a well inside the mosque. Yeah. The Sarambi terrace of the tomb. It's a place for social interaction. They're having a good chat about their family. This pretty lady is getting some holy water, and then she's taking it home, and I'll drink it every day. Made an offering of ylang-ylang, rose petals, rice. The tomb of Ratu Kalinyamat, Ratu Jepara. So I now learn that the chungkup is the name for this canopy or pavilion that sits over the top of important tombs. It's not the name of the actual building, which is the sort of a gedong. On Vault Lake building, what a beautiful blue colour on the ceiling. That blue and that red is so lovely. This is the family tree, and that's the old Brawijaya V, the first of the Muslim Raja Majipaits. Raden Patra, who I believe founded Demak, his son Raden Trenggono, and then there's the daughter Ratu Kalinyamat, married Pangeran Haldirin Adipati Jepara. We now walk back through the lovely cemetery gardens, the graveyard gardens, from the tomb to the mosque. We'll forget about the fake Portuguese balustrade on the mosque. There is a gorgeous detail on the mosque's actual footing. There's lovely pebbles that are all gathered, these little mini boulders, and there are some very old versions. These tablets, quite interesting, quite ancient carved pieces done in a sort of volcanic tuft, sitting decorative trim around the base of the cleric's pulpit section of the mosque, sort of protruding to the west bit. Nice combination of tambur plus split drum. Corner of the mosque's veranda Sarambi. This man is the keeper of the mosque, or got to take a note of all the pilgrims, told me that it's a Chinese architect, the same one I mentioned earlier, who designed this building. The timber bits have been changed, but those weird decorative panels on the wall are like
Masjid Ngoram.
Ngaloram. So in the Masjid Ngoram we have the same panel decorative. So I'm learning that the old pieces of the mosque I saw at Sandangdawur were actually the old mosque here. I took my way into the museum, and these are the old building bits, rumoured to have been brought from China, but I imagine that the carvers came from China and mixed their Central Asian motifs with local Javanese and classic Hindu era motifs. Interesting doors, perhaps of the mosque, but the most interesting door is over here, which is definitely Jepara style, perhaps 150 years old. Ah, this is very interesting. This is like the Soko, the Saka, the column, the Adigan at the Makam Sunan Kudus. Interesting stone following the Javanese timber column detail. Interesting Javanese inscriptions here, probably from the royal palaces who were patrons.